Right now in downtown St. Catharines, it's 14 degrees. I'm Louis Butko. News next at 1 o'clock. It's 12:07, which means it's time for the greatest 53 minutes in radio. It's the Jim Fannin Show, and it starts now on News Talk 610 CKTB.
This is the Jim Fannin Show on Niagara's News Talk 610. Call now, 905-688-2582, 1-877-610-2582, or text us at 61010.
I've made one mistake in my life. I should have burned Berlin down. And now the drugs are slowly wearing off. And your smile
slowly wearing
like
off.
A frown. I give you freedom.
A beautiful spring day out there in downtown St. Catharines. Every day, every Sunday. We're live here from the White House of Rock, Talk, and Schlock. It's the Jim Fannin Show. Thanks for checking it out. Jim.fannin@bellmedia.ca. I actually have my email open. We got a great show lined up for you today. My mother would say, we have, Jimmy. We have the KaC himself. Oh man, we got lots of stories for you today. The KaC himself, we've started a tradition here at the Jim Fannin Show that started, 40 some odd weeks ago in July last year. Caller turned host, having a lot of fun behind the mic. Got a lot of good people that have been behind the show and show me the ropes and supported it with live local talent coming in and playing live bumpers. I don't need to go over the people that have been in here, but Clarke Bitter drops his nomination in Green Party, Niagara Falls at TAPS. Was it Thursday night? I was honored to MC the event and got to see some familiar faces that have been on the show. We had 5 or 7 acts there. Jessica Wilson, Paige Kopp, both played the show. Black Fies, CD, Onofrio, and then the KaC himself. This kid can rap, man. Forget Eminem. Back up. I didn't know this. Been checking him out since I heard he was playing Bitter's event. When I'm out in bars, which is very infrequent, except at lunch. I don't drink during the day. But when I'm out at night and I'm having a few pop, it's nice to see some local talent. So I have this habit of picking up bands in bars. That's what I do. Not interested in anything else. But you know what? It's been really cool being around the community with the election on right now, connecting people. This is what I do. Walked in, met Erin from Niagara Music Awards at TAPS. You know, it seems like a natural for me, right? Boom. She's a great girl, just like taking it on, in a new direction. We want to blow this thing up, the Niagara Music Awards. So I have her in for a quick segment. And then walk into the mansion and said, here's Jeff Birch. He's the next mayor of St. Catharines. You two need to get together. Birch, you could stand a little bit more arts and culture. For crying out loud, you work for the Folk Arts Festival. Quality of life, man. What we get from our local community musicians is just amazing. And I will say it again. This community has a weird, strange, unique little pocket of talent that almost doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. That we should be capitalizing on, and that's why we bring you live local bands to play the bumpers in and out of the breaks. Never had an artist like this today, so I'm pretty amped for this today. We're quick, 1 hour and we're out today. Horvath gets her shot at, what's the show called, Drew? The Province?
The Province, yeah.
Unlistenable for me, but she gets her shot first time up at the microphone pretending to be a radio host. I like Horvath. She's got the biggest upside in the election right now. The other leaders are straight up stone cold plugs, if I can say that, and are going nowhere. I expect the Liberals to be punished heavily in this election. And I don't know, Hudak, you can turn it around, but man, you got to pick some good issues. I wish you'd pick some Democratic issues, something that none of the parties are touching, including the NDP. I'm not saying I support recall or referendum. You know, you don't just raise your hand all the time, go to the people on everything, electoral reform. But for crying out loud, what do you got to lose by coming and bringing us a fresh term limits, a fresh idea that makes a difference that none of the other parties are talking about? In the last election, as a caller on Tom's show, we always talked about Premier-elect Hudak. It was his. It was a mail-in. And it circled the drain. I don't know who's running that campaign over there, man, but you need people that know how to get elected to run that campaign or you're done. I mean, done in politics. This has got to be his last shot at it. Tim, pick up some good Democratic issues. Talked a little bit about it on Friday on Tommy's show. Filling in for him again on tomorrow, on Monday, 9 to 1. Had a good conversation while Tommy's up at the cottage. And then we talked to Vezina about the none of the above party. What? Went to Elections Ontario and said, reserve this name, none of the above party. They said, no, it's too confusing. He says, well, wait a second, you can't say no. And he was in court the next day with a motion, an emergency motion, filing suit against an Elections Ontario, and just before it was heard, or while it was being heard, they settled and said, we'll give you the name. I want someone to run. I don't know how I feel about this. I love it and I hate it at the same time, but I want someone to run NOTA in St. Catharines. It won't be me. In fact, I have an announcement for you on Larry's show, filling in this week. I think he's away. I'm in Thursday and Friday. So Thursday at 1 o'clock, I'll tease it now. I've got something coming up for you. It's not earth-shattering, but it isn't a personal political announcement of mine. Nominations close Thursday, May 22nd. That's coming up at 11 a.m. We don't have a Green Party candidate in St. Catharines. I'd love to do it, but I love being behind the mic more. So I'm not cashing that in to run as a Green Party candidate. But we need a Green Party candidate in St. Catharines. We approached some good people, man. I don't think it's any secret. I've asked a Janice to run for something, anywhere, anytime. Guys like George Dart expressed some support in the past for Green Party. And I swear I had my hand out. Laura Yip, she didn't shake it, man. She said she wanted to do it. I had her. And then she had to talk to her confidants, and she decided that she's going to sit this one out. She's going to represent and focus on the municipals in her riding, municipally, and decline the Green Party of Ontario's green banner. But, man, she's doing a vegan community care hunger strike. I mean, she's doing a community care diet, or did, that it was vegan, and that had to be painful. So props to Laura Yip. I thought I had her. She would have been a perfect Green Party candidate. So we're searching. Thursday at 11 o'clock, somebody step up. I don't want a paper candidate. I don't want a parachute. Somebody good to represent the riding. Talk to Jennifer Meridian. She's busy. I don't know. Maybe she'll do it if we really lean on her hard, but people's agendas change, and Jennifer Meridian's got life taken over. So we're going to hit to a couple things today. The KaC himself is going to take us out of this break and back in on the other ones. I love this kid, man. I can't. We're going to sit down with him at 1:45. Cranked about today. We'll talk about Cisco versus Bradley. Stevens isn't even in the conversation, in my opinion. Green Party's a question mark right now. And then we'll talk about my quality of life campaign in Niagara. I'm starting it. It's all me, right here on the Jim Fannin Show on 610 CKTV.
With penguins, not speed of people that's a hearing of language, bonic, sonic, on a seeds chronic, stirring my speeches, I teach them a thing, which I bang this, hang this, it gets a roll after, triple patterns achieve, really doesn't matter, bananas for words that are battering a sentence, with venting emotions on the killer beat, relentless, I might start a fight with my vocals, rip out the bottom, how they sound right to the choke, well, yes, you got this quickness alive. pull one to top of the mattress. Get in action with an actress. Sipping on the Don Julio on the rocks, so it's time for round two. Living it up and giving it up and sipping it up and Coca, gargling a bottle up of beef. We gotta rock and roll the boo ha. Get you on, cheat check in the Ricky, riggedy, rain and miggity millisecond. Oh yeah, let's party like it's 2012. Fist bumper, giving up a race and I'm high. But now it's time to tell you something about me in a word or more.
This is the Jim Fannin Show on Niagara's News Talk 610. Call now, 905-688-2582, 1-877-610-2582. Or text us at 61010.
On a serious note, gotta let the ink take over as your furious falls. Take a second to review your delirious course to find bigger, the better agenda defender, so curious George. That's that, and just the way it is. Now I'm a hip-hop head, bringing it to your ears with the 9 to 5 crew, baby. We are calling it up because too lazy. Damn, smell the fold of crystal that are blinging in your club. Never enough to kids buzz until you're ripping the dub and stage in front of a packed audience to get to hear what you got in the brain. Regurgitated from the last rapper who won the game. Yeah, from the utopia land. Stop on the head of democracy, spit veins to command. It's just a pack of rats so I can stack up the yeah. Please earn the butter, the fun of the rapping, and I was all for the fans. Yeah, it's the KaC himself, and if you need help, call the KaC himself, and if you need help, call the KaC himself, then I will give it a try. But limit a stack the paper to be kind of pride on. It's the KaC himself, and if you need help, call the KaC himself, and if you need help, call the KaC himself, then I will give it a try. Yo. It's the KaC himself. Yeah, it's the KaC himself. Yeah, here at 610. Yo, check it. Ballpoint pens work the best for me, but I usually take advantage of any black Sharpie.
You gotta get a shout out. Here at 610. It's like the hurricane shout out. That my boy Fannin right there, 610. What's up from the stage? Now Theater Crisp is doing it.
Hell yeah.
I love it, man. Oh, man. The KaC himself. Very nice. This is what I do when I get dragged out at night once in a while now. I pick up bands and bars. And we had a good time down at Bitter's event. Thursday at Taps Brewery, who's another... I mean, the Mansion House is the place to be for live music. Everyone knows that. We don't have a Welland House. When I grew up, it was the Welland House, which is Michon now, or what used to be Big Bucks. It was a solid venue. I don't know how old we were when we started hanging out there, but way too young probably. Nash the Slash just died. That hit me hard, man. I must have seen him a dozen times at the Welland House back in the day. But Taps is stepping up, doing a lot of local acts. We got some talent in this town, in this region. So met up with the KaC himself, who we're going to talk to at the quarter of the hour. Out last night, too. You know, I'm going to talk about quality of life campaign at the bottom of the hour at the next segment. Enough pissing and moaning about our electoral system, our governance model, the fact that manufacturing isn't as strong in the community as it used to be, that we're over-regulated, that we don't look like we're open for business. Have you heard this script how many hundreds of times? Coming from local politicians, business leaders, and it filters down to the driveways and front lawns of people's houses and mouths. And they're chirping it. And it's not healthy. Niagara's one of the best places in the world to live. We got so many great things, including cheap real estate, undervalued real estate. I'm telling you, Go gets down here, you're going to see a spike in prices. And the further south you go, the better the deal it is. So we'll talk a little bit about the quality of life campaign I want to get on. And this is part of it. Our local music scene. Last night, Mad Hatters at the Manch, Justin and the boys. What a great feel. Nice boys. Rombies had CL3, Common Language. Remember these guys, Rob Carroll and the boys? Common Language, the three-piece was in at Rombies yesterday. Went on a little tour last night of quality establishments and music. It mixes all in. Great place to live. Friday we talked about the None of the Above party and getting someone to put their name up Thursday before 11 o'clock and run a candidate for the None of the Above party against Cisco, Bradley, Stevens, and a green question mark. Love election time, man. I am so freaking busy when the writ drops as just a political animal and former politician. Ran 5 or 6 times myself for the Greens, including 06 leadership run. Do you think Elizabeth May will ever have a leadership race again? Or is she just going to ride that thing until she's tired? 06, they had a leadership. And then it changed the Constitution so that all she's got to do is get 75% at the AGM support, and she continues to reign. No mandatory leadership review or contest. It's a renewal of the party, man. So provincial elections are an exciting time. Everyone's in their corner with their colors. They can't see anything but blue, red, or orange, and they're reading from their scripts. I think if Cisco just finds one little nook in the platform that doesn't work for St. Catharines and says, you know what, I stand behind my leader, but this part of the platform I don't get, and I would not support it in my community. He's got to distance himself a little bit, I think, from Hudak. And Bradley's beatable, I think. He's been beatable before, but I think this election more than ever, the Liberals are going to get punished severely, and I say Bradley's out. I say Cisco, there's a lot of time left in the campaign. If he's smart and he keeps Tim out of the riding, seriously, I don't know. I think Cisco can make it. I think he can beat him. Part of that is having a good, strong Green Party candidate, so we're looking for you. Call me, 934-1110. We'll vet you. We'll plug you in. You got 3 days. In for Tommy again tomorrow, 9 to 1. Going to take Mike Schreiner from the Green Party, the leader. Heard a clip on with him, with Tim Dennis. Sincere guy. I liked when he says, you know what, we're going to make some hard decisions, and here's how we're going to pay for it. Yeah, fees on this. Parking, here's how we can fund transit. I love their green tax shift, but the number one thing, reform the electoral system, and that's what the none of the above parties' 3 R's are. Reform of the electoral system, referendum, and recall. And I say if one of these leaders, provincial leaders, picks up on one of these issues, this could change the election. And it's kind of a sign of a desperate community when former Liberal, Green, and Conservative advisor and candidate Greg Vezina has to go and register a party called None of the Above. And if he gets 107 candidates, which he won't, brand new party, it was formed 3 days ago. He's got dozens of interviews going off. Andy Petrowski. I mean, we have talked about running a slate municipally here. And it says you have to, very loosely, you have to get behind these 3 ideas. Reform the system, recall mechanisms. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, we can call you back. And again, and that's a little bit dangerous. And referendum. And I'm not saying I'm down with all these, but these are great ideas. You don't want to be going referendum on everything all the time. That's why we elect these people. But they have it out west. Give us a mechanism so that when people have a movement, citizen-initiated policy. Hello? You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see, if I was running for mayor, some of these things would be in term limits. 3 terms, man. That's all you need. But if I am a normal human being and I want to give money to my local mayor candidate, I should get a tax deduction for it. You get it at the provincial and the federal levels. Why not municipal? They do it in Toronto. Take the money and the benefit, the financial incentive, away from only business, because that's the only people that actually get a tax break for giving money to municipal politicians, businesses. The rest of you can give money, but there's no benefit to you. I'm making this way too complicated. Politics is easy. The KaC himself taking us out on the way back. We'll touch on quality of life, politics, anything else you want. We'll go open phones for the last segment. 905-688-2582, 1-877-610-CKTB. Pound 610 is a free call on the Bell Mobility Network, or you can text. I'll get the text up for you. 61010, right here on the Jim Fannin Show on 610 CKTB.
I made it through the darks of days. By now I'm proud to just say thanks to the men that people around my life who were there for the evil and the plenty good times. Upon the roughing of my peeps at a tooth for a ball in this large continent, turning out them as small. Step out of photos on the roll, the remnants of it all. Then they get a smile to make it coincide with the falling tears. No beg can never rest my two green eyes. Seen enough around the globe, home to be wise, making me a better person at heart. It's running on the sacred.
This is the Jim Fannin Show on Niagara's News Talk 610. Call now, 905-688-2582, 1-877-610-2582, or text us at 61010.
Hey, could you make me regret every single thing I did for you like honest and pissed? You were promised a gift of happiness and bliss, then you messed it up real quick and now I forget to remember when you never had a temper. So glad to have a family, a man to be there in an instant, to go the distance, but then you done messed that right up, didn't you? 3. This one comes with these. Please stay off your knees and quit offering a service to the public that required the biggest amount of the expertise. 4. I don't really love you anymore. You changed your persona for the worse, now it's all gone wrong. Should've kept the bong tight in your hand instead of picking up the straw like 5. I told you before, we could have been together forever, but you're a hole and it hurts me. Yo, it kills me inside, knowing that you're gonna be a headache for another guy. 6. So pissed right off and never got to do a song about a love that I lost, but it's hurtful, completely oblivious of all. Till the rumors came true and true colors came forth. 7. I just hated the way you lied and cried to deny your actions. The fact is, you're a good girl at heart, but needed to get a better chance at a false start. 8.
Welcome back. I hate to cut this guy off,
Why'd you get behind that lucky one that day? Made me angry, so I shook it off. Now we're telling the world
the
that
KaC himself.
Nah, I'm about ready to snap it.
It's a love song, obviously, right?
You treated me like garbage, trash on the curb, but
the
it's over
KaC
now, ready 'cause I'm
himself,
done with his
cranking
words.
beats. Nicely done. Love song, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to talk to you next segment. KaC himself is in the house. We're having a lot of fun with this kid, man. Legend of Niagara Falls, just like Jim Diodati walks into Taps Brewery there, 40, 50 people kicking off the Green Party campaign out there with Clarke Bitter. And I love Jim D, man. Mayor Jimmy D. What a stud. Good feel. And I pick up bands and bars. That's what I do. And to the text. Thanks for participating, by the way. 610 rocks. Show has a great mellow tone. Should be out fishing with transistor radio. Let's talk about bullies. It happened to my kid. Started as a nasty comment, turned into a fight. Then a board across one kid's back. Hours in CAT scans. Time off work, broken bones. Because no one wants to be a wimp. Everyone lived, but what if? Well, thanks for listening. Local talent, Jay Malroy. Look him up. Thank you. I'll check it. Always looking for local talent. There's not much talent in this city, but the KaC has skills. But all free work he does counts for a lot. Apparently this kid gives all his money, everything he does from merch or record sales or whatever he's lucky enough to get from this. I think he's got a day job. His money that he receives from performances all goes to charity. That doesn't suck. Hey, Jim, share your thoughts on Port Dalhousie. What should we be doing to help change that mess? I don't know. Run away. I don't have a fix for that. It'll work itself out, I guess, as my mother always used to say. Hey, I think this will go out to Jim Fannin talking about local bands. Crutch is an awesome band. They know how to rock out and put on a good show. KaC knows who they are. Capital K, little a, capital C. The KaC himself in today. Vezina, talk to me.
Hi there.
How are you, my brother? It's a hard bump, but we had you on the other day. Tell me how your None of the Above campaign goes. How many guys you got actually signed up and confirmed?
Well, we have 2 that were registered as of yesterday, or as of the 15th, because it takes time to do it. But there's 12 ridings already where there's candidates registered or being registered that we're pretty sure are going to be on the ballot. Eglinton, Lawrence, Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, Kitchener, Waterloo for sure, and there's 2 other ridings we probably get in. Mississauga, Arundel, Mississauga South, and probably the other ridings there. Nipissing, Parkdale High Park, Peterborough, Scarborough, Rouge Rivers filing today. Windsor West, Niagara Falls, and Niagara West.
Okay, so Vez, talk to me a little bit about, man, you've been loyal to the Greens for a long time, jumped ship when some anti-democratic things happened in the party. I've been guilty of doing the same thing. For a number of reasons, we go away from the party that we love and are committed to. You've advised the conservative premiers you've been close to. You ran Scarborough-Ellesmere under Mike Harris. You've advised the Liberal Party. You tried to get in Horvath. She's not listening, it seems. How do you answer the question that you're kind of bailing on the system, that this just makes it all worse?
Well, exactly the truth, Jim, is the system has bailed on us, and the system has bailed on us voters and electors for decades. But only in the last, 30 or 40 years have our politicians gone from sort of representing us, but represented the vested interests as well, to representing nothing but the vested interests and basically lying to us. Every major party and every major leader, and even the Greens, has promised electoral reform or promised referenda or promised their MPs could have free votes or promised open, accountable government, and none of them have given to us. And even in this election, if you look at the Green Party, where is the Green Party on electoral reform? Where is the Green Party?
Well, it's been buried in their platform. They're not talking about it as a main issue right now, but It is in there.
But they're not running on it. And look, the Green Party ran on combining the public and separate school system in 1985.
Right.
That's been a policy for all these years. But the bottom line is that the Greens, unfortunately, because of the electoral system, had to choose between their roots and the leader being titular and being accountable to the members and the constituents, to, no, we have to play the party game and elect a leader in one riding. And
Andy Petrowski's on the phone with you, Vez. Go ahead, Andy. You're on with Vez.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
It's all good, man. Are you going to run for NOTA, none of the above party for Vez, or what?
I think Greg's got a lot of great solid platform issues, but I have some other personal commitments right now. And we'll say this, though. One thing their party does stand for, and it's going to need some tweaking, and they're on the right page. They're saying this, Jim. We're not going to leave the voters behind. The mainstream parties, not at the candidate level. I think guys like Matt Sisko have their heart in the right place. But these dinosaurs like Jim Bradley and the incumbents, they just forgot about the voters. They forgot about who put them in power. And here you got the none of the above party standing for referendum, which I obviously stand for and try to put through at regional council. Recall, great idea. Hey, if the guy breaks a promise and it's a serious promise, get rid of him.
So maybe this goes back to the idea that we need to run a slate that crosses federal, provincial, and municipal boundaries, something loose enough that it can transcend the party politics and get behind. And this is a good place to start. What do you think about running slates, Vaz?
Yeah, well, look, I think we reserve the name federally, and look, I just think we need to change the political system, and unfortunately, it's totally a party system. So it doesn't do you any good to stand outside and scream and jump up and down because you can't change it. You have to use the system basically against itself. President Lyndon Johnson had a great comment that he made when he was asked when he became president. He put all of his enemies in his cabinet, and his answer was, "I'd rather have them inside the tent peeing out than outside the tent peeing in." And that's essentially, what's happened to our politics. Jim, in the 35 years I've tried to bring democratic reform to Canada, the best line I ever heard was the Natural Law Party in the 2000 debate when the leader said, Neil Patterson said, "What we need is a government of national unity. What we need to do is after the election, whoever wins should go and get the best people out of all the parties and put them in cabinet and form a government. And instead of us fighting against each other, we should work with each other."
Is that just a utopian pipe dream, or is that proportional representation? What is it?
That's actually how politics is supposed to work, and that's how representative democracy is supposed to work. But what we got is, we got partisan horse races. So, absolutely. And I think that huge numbers of voters, regardless of how they feel on any particular issue, believe that our system is broken, and they know in their heart of hearts that the parties themselves won't fix it, Jim, because every one of them has been in power, save and except the Greens, and had a chance to do it, and every one of them has won an election promising to do it.
Right. Andy P., you got another question for Vez?
Well, what I'm going to say is this. What's unfortunate is on the ballot, Jim, when people go into the ballot booth, unless I'm wrong, Greg, I don't believe they see the party they're voting for. They just see the candidates. So
No, not true. No, parties are listed provincially.
Okay, good.
And actually, they're listed federally now. That's a change. They used to not be, but no, that's, which is why we registered none of the above, and why they refused to give us the name, and why I went to court, and just before the judge was to hear it, they gave it to us.
And Jim, this is what I'll say, and hats off to Greg for this. I think really what's coalescing here, because the party is less important than the people, the candidates. It's almost like an independent, a party of independents with some like-minded voter come first cause. And I think, you know what? I think the amount of votes they're going to get is going to scare, obviously scare the mainstream, but there's going to be some momentum, and this is a great launching pad to jump from.
Okay, guys, I got to hit a break here. We'll touch this up a little bit tomorrow. Again, this is interesting. I think it's timely right now. We got nominations closing noon, the 22nd. That's this Thursday. 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. This Thursday. Nominations close for anything that you want to run for provincially in this election. So step up, man. We got a couple options for you. The Green Party is hunting you down, to use a not very passive, hit it, Drew, passive term in hunting you down. This is Jim Fannin Show. The KaC himself is next. He's coming in. He's going to talk about his charity work. How's a white boy get some cred in the rap business from Niagara Falls? I hit that and more. We'll take your calls right after this on the Jim Fannin Show on 610 CKTB.
Son, make your move, son, make your move, son. Come on, bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. In the house with a half an ounce, like, yeah. Here we are at 610, everybody. Thank y'all for listening. You guys are amazing. This is KaC himself. In the house with a half an ounce, like, bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. Everybody, come on, bounce, bounce.
This is the Jim Fannin Show on Niagara's News Talk 610. Call now, 905-688-2582, 1-877-610-2582, or text us at 61010.
With a half an ounce, like Eminem spit on the old schoolish, getting everybody pumped from the words he pronounced. Bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. In the house with a half an ounce, like Eminem spit on the old schoolish, getting everybody pumped from the words. Like a product of the medicine, and better with ketamine, better than adrenaline at its peak when I penetrate pills. I won't stop rocking till the day breaks dawn. I won't stop until the day breaks dawn. Everybody, come on and bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. In the house with a half an ounce, like bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. Yeah, I said come on, bounce, 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 come on, bounce. In the house with a half an ounce, like bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. Everybody, bounce,
KaC himself. Honored, brother.
Yeah,
way to go. Look, you didn't even break a sweat.
No.
It's 100 degrees over in Drew's studio.
Yeah, it's warm over there, man.
Who are you, man? And how'd you get mixed up in this game? You're a pretty talented man. I was going to give you that.
Thank you, brother, man. It's never really been a passion. I just kind of actually fell into it, man. A good buddy of mine, Jay Fancy, longtime rapper in Niagara Falls, just kind of got me into it. He said, hey, come on in the studio, and, you kind of talk fast. Let's incorporate that into a song, and... yeah.
Where do you come from politically? Are you involved much? Clarke said you're a supporter of his at playing at the event.
Yeah.
Are you political? Do you see yourself getting into it? Where do you come from as far as your moral code? What are you pimping out there?
I haven't gotten too far into the political, part of it, but since Melanie Mullen ran, it kind of got me.
It was a stud. I'm very grateful that she ran. Mm-hmm. We actually got her to be deputy leader of the GPO for a short time, interim deputy leader.
She's done so much around the world.
Herself,
so much around the world too with it and stuff like that.
So if people say, you had the KaC himself in the show, he is what?
He's a local rapper that likes to give back, man. He's a charity giver, the charitable donator.
Yeah? So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I don't know. It's I like my 9 to 5. I work at Mullen Garden Market in Niagara Falls there. And
is that Mike's?
Yeah.
Mullins? Okay, I met them
Melanie's
a couple times. Yeah,
owns a business
nice family.
Awesome family. Yep. Great place to work. It's unreal.
But they wouldn't give you the hour off the other day to come on the show, eh?
Hey, well, it's busy
Call
time
at
of year.
lunchtime.
No, they probably would. They're nice enough. They probably would. But it's planting season, right? Yeah. So it's nuts. But no, I love my 9 to 5. I'm a horticulturalist by heart. Study that in Niagara College and stuff. But this is just fun for me, man. And for people to honestly pay me to be a rapper, I feel like to pay me to do a hobby. I'm going to give it back to people. So
you're a rapper.
Yeah.
You're a charitable community guy.
Yeah.
Do you smoke weed? Obviously, you're promoting it in your songs.
Yeah, I know.
Partying in the house with a half an ounce. And by the way, that's not enough for a guy like you. Come on. Snoop Dogg, you ain't no Snoop Dogg, man.
Yeah, I like to smoke. Yeah, I like to smoke.
So you're a promoter of herb?
It's a great medicine.
Do you drink?
Let's go there. I do, yeah. Like a couple soda pops from time to time, yeah.
Beer drinker?
I'm more of a rum guy.
Yeah.
The islands kind of forced me into the rum, you know?
Right.
Those fruity drinks. I like the Palm Bays. Shout out to Palm Bay.
So you're charitable, you're a rapper, you like the green. What else would people say about you? Oh, the KaC himself. I know. I can tell you
got pretty sweet hair.
Yeah?
My hair is pretty radical.
You got that
I can grow a good beard.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man. I like to have fun, man. It's all about fun. Life is way too short, you know what I mean? Like Drake.
How old are you?
I am 32, but I feel like I'm 19.
Niagara Music Award winner?
Yeah, I won last year.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
you going to put something in this year again? Or?
You know what? I might try to help promote and get more hip-hop artists involved, because year after year, like, it seems, I don't know, it's just a general amount. There's about, 10 to 15 artists kind of apply and stuff. So this year I might kind of take that aspect. And
who are you giving your money to? What type of charities?
I do a lot for Boys and Girls Club and Project Share. Like a lot of cancer patients, not so much research,
right?
Because research, that's kind of going down the hole. There.
Don't give your money to those.
So we give to patients, and we do a lot for the Niagara Peninsula Children's Center.
Nice, Jim Marino's group.
Yeah,
He's an old radio guy.
Yeah,
like long time CHSC back in the day, 1220.
Yeah,
we can say that because they're not here anymore. I'm not promoting another station. Don't go there.
Yeah, me and my man Mikey Henley, we do a lot for them.
Yeah,
my buddy Mikey Henley, great,
nice,
charitable donator as well and stuff. So we do a lot for them.
And now, what do you say to people that are, you're struggling to get your music out there, and you're trying to make some money off this? What do you need to get over the hump, man?
Well, social media is key right now. You know what I mean? Like, take advantage of all those free websites and stuff. But honestly, just like get out there. Get out there. Like, you talk to every promoter, go to the rock shows, the country shows, everything. Go to every show, go to every open mic, karaoke, even. Just get out there as much as you can.
Now, tell me about your relationship with Mayor Jimmy D. He seemed to have a lot of time for you when he came in the other day.
Well, we, I don't know.
Do you know him personally?
Just through various charity shows and stuff. He's always at the shows, and he's, kind of been a good supporter of my music. Man. He's fun, man. He's an awesome, straight-up guy.
Yeah.
Straight-up guy.
Cool. You got any shows coming up you want to promont?
Yeah, I got one coming up.
Can we get your music on iTunes, too?
Not on iTunes, no. I got an old CD on iTunes, but YouTube, I'm pumping the YouTube and Bandcamp.KaC himself. Okay. All my stuff's on there. I got it up for free right now, all my older stuff. I got a CD coming out, usually probably the end of the summer, under Rick Rose's label, Tangerine Music Group.
Really nice.
Yeah. So
he's doing a lot of work locally.
A lot of work.
Who's he hooked up with? Who's he promoting these days and recording with?
Well, Rick Rose, he's got his own company going now called
Dieter Crisp been with those guys?
Dieter Crisp has been with them. Yeah. Rita Carey, a lot of people going through him and stuff.
Nice.
So, he's got a lot of big things in the works. And it's going to be a good year.
How about live performances? Where can we catch you locally?
Yeah.
And did you play at the Spot with Jadakiss?
Jadakiss, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And,
that was
I don't know if this
man.
Guy's for real. He said Snoop Dogg's coming to town. They've got a commitment from him.
They got a lot of stuff. The Spot. Yeah, the Spot.
They're waiting for a commitment from Snoop's people on when the Canadian leg of the tour is going to do, but he says he's got a commitment.
Yeah,
so,
there's going to be a lot of stuff happening here, man, at the Spot. There. It's going to be the newest club.
Snoop's hand, man.
Right? Just to chill with them. But yeah, live performances got coming up May 24th. Intermittent Interactive's doing a house show. It's like a big house party thing he throws.
Okay.
And tons of MCs coming out. And
who's in Intermittent Interactive?
That's Ryan Johnson. He's from Niagara Falls. He started
recording
this.
Studio?
No, it's kind of like he's bringing back the good house party feel. So he's brought a lot of big names there, like the Killjoys. Like, there's been a lot of good people come through his house, and it's just been awesome, man. And he just throws an awesome house party, BYOB, and just have nothing but good times. A lot of high fives, a lot of smiles.
What else you got coming up?
Springalicious, June 1st. I play at noon. And then
where's that?
That is, they shut down Queen Street.
Okay, that's outdoors.
Big festival, yeah. I'll play right up front of Grand Central. Shout out to Grand Central, best bar in the Falls.
What up, yo?
And so that's June 1st I play. That's all weekend. And then next one after that, I think Canada Day maybe at Friendship Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps.
Nice.
Shout out to Aaron Byzantine on
I was really luckily just, somebody, actually Jay from the Black Fly said, hey, you got to get on Niagara Music Awards. And I'm like, well, when? Yeah. And I'm so glad to hear it's in September so I can get behind this and promote it a little bit.
It's going to be good.
Get some sponsorship. I mean, there's obvious this thing needs to blow up.
Absolutely.
And I don't think there's anything like it else in the world. Regional music awards where we celebrate our local talent. And I'm telling you, man, guys like you and Paige Kopp, Jessica Wilson.
Paige,
super.
Yeah, Jessica just won that contest.
Talented.
That big contest she
and
just
personality.
won.
She's 18 years old. She's
awesome.
Bursting with personality.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. A lot of these guys I see, like Not everyone knows their name now, but they're going somewhere. And if we can say they were born at the Niagara Music Awards, that's some pretty serious pub. You know what I mean? Man. So we can kick it off.
Heck
the KaC himself. How do we get a hold of you? How do we follow you, see you on YouTube?
Yeah, Facebook's
Tell me how to spell
fun, too. Facebook's fun.
KaC.
Yeah, Facebook.com/KaC, himself, HimselF, and YouTube, KaC himself. Just Google KaC himself, and you'll find a lot of fun stuff, a lot of pictures, a lot of good time.
Nicely done.
Thank you,
I really appreciate you coming in on short notice. I just happen to have I don't have a lot of open spots. I'm booked for June. I got Step Echo coming in, Brian Hamilton and the boys.
Nice.
What else I got coming up? I don't know, but I'm in Monday for Tommy tomorrow. We're going to talk to Mike Schreiner. We're going to talk a lot of politics. So I appreciate getting in by text, by email, and by phone today. Thank you to all my guests. Drew Comerford running the board, miking up to KaC himself.
Not
Nice.
a problem, Jim.
Nerd Play.
Yep.
Check out, what do you want?
Saturdays at 5.
Saturdays at 5 o'clock. Check out Drew Comerford as a host. He doesn't suck. I'm Jim Fannin. I'm out.